Good morning, everybody. It's day 15. I slept really good last night. I don't feel too bad after that 20 miles. The only physical issue I'm having is starting to worry me just a little bit is in one of my previous videos I mentioned that my right leg from my knee up to my butt was like going numb. And that hasn't gone away in days. And it just, I'm thinking, I don't know if I pinched a nerve with my pack resting on my hip or something like that, but it's really, I mean, when I can't feel anything in my leg, on my right thigh, from my knee up to my butt, I can't feel anything. I just been kind of pushing through and walking because it doesn't hurt. It'll burn occasionally if I step wrong, but it didn't appear to be a major issue. But I am starting to worry about it. So I'm going into town today, and I'm going to spend the night in town, maybe get it looked at, and ask around and see if anything's wrong. Got about 4.5 miles into town, and then I'm going to catch a ride to the hotel, and that's where I'll be for the night. So today's going to be a short 4.5, 5 mile day. Okay, we're on our way. About half mile in, so probably 4 miles left, I would say, to get down into town. I almost thought about doing it last night, but I was kind of leapfrogging with this other hiker. We're hiking about the same pace, and I'd pass him, he'd pass me, and whenever we'd take our rest stops and chit-chat. He was going to do the 24 mile into town. He stayed at the same place I stayed at when Mike left, and he did a 24 and a half, 25 mile day and went into town last night. That's pretty hardcore. There's not, I wanted to be able to do it, but I just couldn't imagine doing another 5 miles after that. So I laid up there underneath that pine tree. I'm glad I did because my feet feel really good this morning. And I'll be rolling into town fresh, which is good. Pretty morning this morning with the fog, and we had a little bit of rain, not much. More rocks. We gotta get through. Boy. Man, we just popped out onto this. It must be a pipeline or something. Maybe like 1.5 miles in. Damn. I wish I'd have known this was here. I would have pushed here and camped here last night. This is beautiful. All right, we're about 2.5 to 3 miles in, and we're getting ready to start the descent into town, and it is scary looking. On the map, it appears like we're going straight down. It is steep, steep, steep on the map, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'll try and get some video if it's not too treacherous. Yeah, we're starting to get into the steeper stuff now. The camera really flattens it out. It really does. You don't get a good perspective, but we're gonna drop over this edge that's right over there, and it's gonna really, really get steep. Well, I made it to town. I'm in the town of Port Clinton. It borders like with Hamburg, and in this town, I guess right across this little bridge here, somewhere over there, there's a church with a pavilion where you can hang out and camp. So I'm gonna hang out there and wait till I can catch a ride into Hamburg and to my hotel. Okay, so I'm at the hotel. It's the end of day 15. So when I got into town, I hung out at that shelter for a little bit, caught a ride with a guy to the hotel. Right across the street from the hotel just happened to be a clinic. It was like a pain management sports medicine clinic. So I walked in there and I just asked him about my leg, and I told him what was happening. And I said, I'm not here. I don't need to be looked at. I just want to know, have you ever heard of anything like that in hikers coming through town? They knew immediately what it was and told me long story short, is a pinched nerve of sorts, and there's a term for it that I can't remember what it is or pronounce it, but I'll post some pictures of what it is. It's not particularly serious, but they did say the effects of it can last as long as almost a year, which kind of sucks, man. I don't want to have a fucking numb leg for a year, but it is what it is. They said the best thing for it is just to stop doing what you're doing and rest. Well, I can't lay up in a hotel and rest for a week, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to keep pushing on, and it'll either fix itself or it won't, and I'll worry about it when I get home, when this is over. But that's the plan. Tomorrow's a new day. Gonna get up early, get my shit together, and hopefully get on the trail before 10 o'clock and do a dozen miles or so. I'd like to push for 15, but there's 2 really big steep climbs tomorrow, so we'll see how it goes. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.